Hey, what's up guys? Joker here. Hope you're all doing well and had a fantastic weekend. Today, as always, we're going to be talking about a few news stories in the world of tech and PC gaming. First, people could technically pre-order a 3080 Ti and a 3070 Ti already without NVIDIA having even announced them. In a pre-built system, granted, but hey, they could technically be pre-ordered by some people. Also, NVIDIA is ending support for Kepler architecture, and there's going to be a new game from the PUBG developer that's actually set in the Old West, and I've kind of given up on caring about Battle Royale games, but an Old West game, if it's done well, I would definitely be in for that. But first, today's video is brought to you by MMORC.com, where you could save money on games for all of your favorite platforms, as well as software like Windows 10 Pro, which you can get for just $15, as well as Office 2019 Pro and Office 365. And if you act right now, you can get an additional 27% off with my code JOK27 at checkout, and that'll knock the price down on Windows 10 Pro from $15.29 all the way down to $11.16. And of course, they accept a wide variety of payment from PayPal to credit cards to Bitcoin. So be sure to act now and hit up the links down in the description below. So first up, let's talk about those 3080 Ti and 3070 Ti pre-orders. So these have already gone up for a pre-order from Razer, actually, but on a Chinese retail website that sells tech products and pre-built systems and stuff like that. So it looks like they have posted early some systems configured already with the 3080 Ti and 3070 Ti, which basically, once again, confirms one of the worst kept secrets in the industry. There's been many leaks and rumors. The latest rumor is that NVIDIA will be announcing these cards on May 31st, and then they will launch June 3rd for the 3080 Ti, and then June 10th for the 3070 Ti. That's the current rumor. There were originally rumors that it was earlier than that, and then NVIDIA had delayed it. So again, take that all with a grain of salt, but you know, when you start to see actual packages in the mail and stuff, we've already seen pictures of boxes of the cards. Now you see an early posting for a pre-built system with these cards. Everybody knows that they're coming, but you still probably won't be able to buy them. Although pre-built systems, honestly, in the last year or so, since this whole debacle began, has actually been a viable way to go ahead and get one of these cards. Granted, you're going to have to spend a lot more money out of pocket, and you could likely be getting a system that you don't even entirely need, but it is one way to get the card, and then you could always part everything out and sell it. But yeah, we're over on hothardware.com, where they say it looks as though Razer's Chinese arm has jumped the gun by making the 3080 Ti and RTX 3070 Ti available in pre-configured desktop. Systems are currently available to pre-order on Razer's official store on the Tmall e-commerce platform. Again, this is a Chinese website, so if you're in America or EU, Canada, or whatever, yeah, you still cannot pre-order these yet, but will still probably be a good option if you want to get one of these cards once they come out, since you probably won't find them at retail unless you're running a script or something. And also in the listing, it did confirm some specs on these cards, which had already been rumored. Obviously, again, take it with a grain of salt, but it lists the 3080 Ti having 12 gigabytes of GDDR6X and 3070 Ti having 8 gigabytes of GDDR6X. So really, everything that we've been talking about for months, just a matter of really getting it confirmed by NVIDIA at this point, as it's only a matter of days until we very likely hear about these cards. But continuing on with NVIDIA, it looks like they are going to be officially ending support for Kepler-based GPUs, those being the 600 and 700 series of graphics cards, because the 700 series was a straight-up refresh of the 600 series. I actually still have fond memories of those cards. I remember when I first got back into PC gaming, the card that I bought was a 680, but then like literally a week later, the 700 series was announced, and Amazon actually let me return it. So I returned my 680, ended up getting a 770, which was only a minor upgrade over the 680, but I was like, hey, let me get the newest card anyway. And then I eventually had two 770s, and then I eventually got a 780 and a second 780, so I ended up having two 780s in SLI. Don't do SLI anymore, thankfully. That was a whole headache that I dealt with for several years, and I'm not looking forward to getting back into anytime soon. But according to NVIDIA's data center documentation, the R470 branch of NVIDIA graphics drivers will be the last to support the Kepler architecture, while Maxwell and Pascal support is still to be continued for the foreseeable future, probably for another couple of years, I would assume. They're currently on the R460 branch, which came out in late 2020. And now the R470 branch, which will be coming out, is going to be the last official driver update from NVIDIA. So for any new titles that come out, you can probably not expect to see any sort of game-ready drivers for the 600 and 700 series cards, which is kind of sad, because some of those cards are actually still pretty decent. I could see someone having like a 780 or a 780 Ti and probably still gaming pretty well at like 1080p at decent settings. So these cards are not, I wouldn't say they shouldn't really be extinct. I would say there's probably still a decent amount of people out there actually using them, but it looks like they won't be getting any driver updates again anytime soon. And yeah, if you're still a 700 or a 600 series owner out there, let me know down in the comments below, because some of those cards could still be very usable, especially for certain types of games. And, you know, chances are you could probably find one of those cards on eBay to pick up used, and it's probably still going to work fine, and that might be a better option than trying to find a new card at retail prices, which is almost impossible. Last up, but certainly not least, I wanted to talk about this because it's the first time I've seen news about a Battle Royale game that actually intrigued me in a very, very long time. I enjoyed PUBG when it first came out, but that was really about it. Never got into Fortnite or Apex Legends or really Wars. I tried Warzone a little bit, but not really all that much. But PUBG was kind of like the OG Battle Royale game, even though it technically wasn't the first Battle Royale. It was kind of like the really first big focus game that kind of took off and went viral. So yeah, they're kind of the OGs of it, even though there's been way more popular games, obviously, coming out since then. But now it looks like there's going to be a Western mode, or not a Western mode, an actual full dedicated game of a Western custom mode that has been available. You've been able to play this, a mode similar to this, in PUBG through like custom lobbies and stuff like that, where basically everyone would have to use old style weapons, which is pretty cool, pretty intriguing. But actually having a full dedicated game built around the Old West with Old West maps and all the weapons and, you know, outfits and everything like that, I think would be really awesome, and I would totally be into this. This tweet comes from a insider, and this is actually, it's not just like a leak or a rumor. This was actually told by the developers to a South Korean news outlet. So it was basically revealed through this news outlet, which is called Bloater. So player IGN over on Twitter tweeted out that PUBG's Western custom mode, Old West Guns Only, will release as an independent title a new open-world shooting game codenamed as Project Cowboy. Very clever. With plans to release for console and PC. Crafton told South Korean media outlet Bloater that Cowboy is a new PUBG IP game. So this is actually from the developers of the original PUBG game, which are going to be bringing this out, and it will be in the PUBG sort of universe, I guess, and probably very similar gameplay mechanics, although I'll be curious to see how they handle the now infamous airplane drop-in. Obviously, they won't be able to do an airplane drop-in, but who knows? Maybe they'll be like Conestoga wagons that'll just drop everyone off at random places, or who knows? I don't know. Will there be horses? That would be cool. Yeah, there's got to be horses. Horses will be cool. Although I think people are going to get mad when people kill horses. Although that happens in Red Dead and nobody really cares. So, yeah, this is cool. I would actually try this. If Red Dead actually did something, halfway decent with their online mode, I would actually play that too. Because, I mean, the mechanics are there for Red Dead Redemption 2. It's a fine game. They just completely destroyed the economy with that, with the multiplayer mode for Red Dead Online before it even existed. Before it was even in its full release, in the early beta stages of it, after the game came out way back on console, before it was even on PC, the economy was just completely destroyed. Like, why does a can of beans, why is that worth more than a gold ring? It doesn't make any sense. Ammo and everything costs ridiculous amounts of money. It was so broken. I've seen that it's gotten maybe a little bit better, but it's still pretty shit. I mean, when's the last time anyone played Red Dead Online? It's not great. I tried playing it maybe 4 or 5 months ago with a friend. I was like, okay, let's go ahead and try out the co-op mode on PC. Do some of the co-op missions. We couldn't complete the first mission because it kept crashing and disconnecting one of us every time we completed it, and we just uninstalled it and gave up. I was like, whatever, this is obviously never going to work. Yeah, so that's all I've got for you guys today in the world of tech and PC gaming news. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up on it, subscribe if you're not already, and I will catch you next time for another video. Ciao.